In December 2004, craftspeople from two countries, India and Vietnam, got together to showcase their talent at Delhi Haat, the premier craft bazaar of India. The idea was to get together master craftspeople to create contemporary craft products for the international market. The workshop was sponsored by the Office of the Development Commissioner, Handicrafts, and supported by the governments of India and Vietnam. For the organizer, Dastkari Haat Samiti, this was the third workshop where craftspeople and designers from two countries came together to create a new range of products.
I had carried 5 craftspeople to South Africa to take part in one of their craft festivals. And from that came the idea of doing a workshop where designers and craftspeople from South Africa would come and work at the National Institute of Design with students. And we finally created a beautiful fashion show with very wearable khadi garments embellished with craft. After that, we managed to get craftspeople from Pakistan. At the time that Dastkari was going on here with Pakistani artisans, and the Indian public also loved it so much, the Vietnam embassy came here to see it. And they were so pleased with what was happening that they asked whether we could help give exposure to Vietnam's craftspeople.
This opportunity will give us a bird's eye view of what is culture in Vietnam and India. For the Vietnamese delegation, I think it's very important for them to see India with their own eyes and from the perspectives of the craftspeople.
Delhi Haat is the ideal location for such a workshop, since it holds regular crafts fairs throughout the year, attracting over 5,000 customers every day. The craftspeople feel encouraged in such an environment, and visitors get to learn about the finer points of the craft. Hanoi Trade and Craft Links, the coordinating agencies from Vietnam, felt that this would be a unique experience for their artisans.
Qua chương trình mà trao đổi và chạy sáng tác tại Delhi Haat này, thì Sở Thương mại chúng tôi thấy rằng là đây là một cái chương trình rất tốt cho việc phát triển cũng như là phát triển về hàng thủ công mỹ nghệ, cũng như là giao lưu, trao đổi, học hỏi những cái kinh nghiệm sản xuất hàng hóa, kinh nghiệm phát triển sản phẩm của hai bên, cũng như là và cái cơ bản nhất, cái được nhất của chúng ta hiện nay là cái sự hiểu biết về văn hóa, về nền văn hóa giữa hai dân tộc.
At the beginning of the workshop, both designers and craftspeople explored the basic theme and identified craft products that could be made around this theme. The aim of the workshop was to combine skills and techniques from both countries to make new products. The crafts chosen were applique work, fan making, indigo dyeing, vegetable dye block printing, kite making, and many others. These crafts were chosen after months of research that included traveling to different parts of India and Vietnam.
The workshop is titled Lotus Links, and the lotus is a common motif that you see in both cultures, in Vietnam as well as India. So we decided that we need to start on a common ground, and so we've chosen the lotus as a common motif. But taking off from there, we are also looking at the whole lotus pond and the creatures surrounding it, the entire atmosphere around it.
You talk about the dragonflies, you talk about the grasshopper, and you talk about the lotus. So the whole theme was lotus pond, which we trying to link these two craft countries in such a way that whatever element we are working on a design development, it should be a common element.
Now start a fresh stone. So I would just choose a border. She just have this border, you know, a bit of
All the dragonfly is in one way, or the two they go this way. I think this workshop is really interesting, and it's gonna bring very much beneficiary for both artisans from Vietnam and Indian craftsmen. And for the on behalf of all the Vietnamese artisans, I see like we are coming here for this designing workshop. We are benefits not only like for the cultural exchange, but the idea of making new design using their own technique, and their technique can combine with somebody's technique, can make a very nice and delicate handicraft.
Since the workshop aimed to produce a new range of products, craftspeople were encouraged to think out of the box. They were asked to explore beyond their conventional range and use their skills to make products that reflected the workshop theme.
अभी यहाँ जो है पान ट्रे के लिए हैंडल रहता है ना, उसमें ही नया डिज़ाइन में फ़िश बना है, और ड्रा खोलने के लिए कछुआ, और वैसे बटरफ्लाई, वैसे लोग नया नया डिज़ाइन बना रहे हैं इधर, और पूरा यूज़फुल वर्क है, तो अच्छा है यहाँ, तो डिज़ाइन लोग भी अच्छा है, काम भी अच्छा बता रहे हैं, इसलिए ये प्रोडक्ट भी नया निकालता है हमको भी। वहाँ भी पूरा ओल्ड मॉडल है ना, ये नया मॉडल और एक निकल रहा है उसका।
वर्कशॉप में 6 बड़ा 6 छोटा लोटस और कली 6 करके 2 साइज, और 2-3 साइज का अलग सा फूल, और इस लोटस का पत्ता जो है, और ड्रैगन फ्लाई, बटरफ्लाई सब बना है।
Chị đã được tham gia vào cuộc chạy sáng tác này là chị đã học hỏi những cái hoa văn của dân tộc bên này, thì chị rất thích cái hoa văn của dân tộc bên này, thì chị cũng hỏi rất nhiều hai chị này thì chưa học được một cái hoa văn nào.
It's quite exciting personally, if I say. When I got to know that I have to take this workshop, I was really geared up and very excited. It's very nice to see both the countries, like we have our own craftsmen, both they have come up with their own set of mind. Okay, the workshop is there, we want to do something new, that share and learn and share and care.
The craftspersons work together, learning each other's techniques and use of raw materials. In this process, each artisan was made aware of other traditions and techniques followed in their field. This process of sharing opened new possibilities for them.
इस वर्कशॉप में हमारा जो ब्लॉक प्रिंट का जो है वो, और वियतनाम से जो लोग आए हैं वो वैक्स पेंट करके और उस इंडिगो डाई करते हैं, और हम ब्लॉक प्रिंट करके इंडिगो डाई करते हैं। तो दोनों का साथ में ब्लॉक प्रिंट और वैक्स पेंटिंग दोनों का साथ में बना के सैंपल बनाए हैं, और उन लोगों के खुद के अलग से बनाए और हमारे भी अलग से बनाए और साथ में भी बनाए हैं।
Tôi đang làm sản phẩm in sáp ong mà sang đây làm theo ở bên này, tổ chức bên này à? Tôi cũng có một chút suy nghĩ nhưng mà cũng làm được.
उनका जो क्राफ्ट है जो हमको जानने को मिलता है कि वो किस तरह करता है, तो इसमें हमारे जो क्राफ्ट में कुछ सुधार लाना है तो हम ला सकते हैं, और हमारा जो क्राफ्ट उनको दिखाएंगे, उनको बताएंगे कि हम किस तरह करते हैं, तो उसको भी ये आएगा कि भाई वो भी कुछ सुधार ला सके।
Có ạ, chị cũng học hỏi được cái cách nhuộm của họ này, cách in của họ cũng học hỏi được.
Since the products were aimed at a contemporary market, both the organizers and the designers worked closely with the craftspeople. They offered them suggestions on the kind of products that would both work in the market and reflect the theme of the workshop.
I think it's taken a little time for people to understand what each other is all about, particularly in this case because of a language problem. But I think the language of craftsmanship does tend to override any language inabilities. So they are recognizing that they perhaps are not the only ones doing that skill. There are people in other countries who have different versions of it.
As far as the craft person is concerned, for him also it's a very good deal because he gets paid for coming, he gets a free stall where he can make sales, and he's also getting new designs. The designs that we had developed in Dastkari last year, some of the craftspeople have already put that into production and they've brought it to sell here at Livelihoods Haat this year.
One of the most popular crafts on display was kite making. Both craftsmen learned about the strong tradition of kite making in the other country and the different kinds of raw materials used to make them.
Thì là ở Việt Nam và cũng như Ấn Độ thì là cũng có cái nền văn hóa tương đồng. Thì là cũng đây là cũng mỗi nước thì nó có một cái đặc thù về diều riêng. Và do đó là tôi rất tôn trọng và rất thích các cái diều do người dân Ấn Độ thực hiện.
कई चीज़ें बना रहे हैं, कहीं भंबीरी बना रहे हैं, कहीं तालाब में तितली उड़ती हुई दिखाई है, शीशे पे बना रहे हैं वो, कांच पे बना के दिया है। ऐसा तो कहीं भी मैंने नहीं देखा। ऐसा वर्कशॉप जो यहाँ चला वियतनाम वालों का और हमारा बहुत अच्छा चला। कुछ पतंगे उन्होंने मेरी ली हैं, कुछ पतंगे मैंने उनकी ली हैं, एक दूसरे से, और एक दूसरे को मुझे पप्पा कहते हैं, मैं उनको बेटा कहता हूँ, यानी मकसद अब मोहब्बत हो गई है।
The weavers found common ground since both countries have many traditions of weaving. However, the looms for the weavers could not be transported from their villages for this workshop. This posed certain challenges for the designers.
Both the weaving from Vietnam and India has come out from the remote area of their countries. We didn't have any clue what kind of machine they would be needing. But the best interesting part is that the girl who has come from Vietnam, she has put her old jala structure, which is like, it's not the part of this kind of loom. This is a part of very different loom, but it's like a fusion.
डिज़ाइनर लोग हमको बताया कुछ चुन्नी बनाओ, कुछ डिज़ाइन दिखाओ बना के, तो अपना डिज़ाइन ट्रेडिशनल डिज़ाइन भी कुछ लगा के, और उन लोग जो ड्रैगन फ्लाई और ये लोटस ये सब बनाने के लिए दिया, इसलिए हम अभी बना रहे हैं।
Em học được những cái em chưa làm bao giờ, ví dụ là chuồn hoặc bướm gì ạ.
The workshop was spread over 15 days, with each craftsperson producing more than one product for the final display. The final products included lamps, partition screens, bookshelves, bookends, cushion covers, runners, wooden products with inlay work, and several other craft items designed for a contemporary home. On the final day of the workshop, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dikshit, was present to appreciate the products on display. Other visitors also found the workshop an interesting idea that needs to be carried forward.
With the goal of developing products that then appeal to other countries is one which